We do not, Your Honor.
All right.
Judge, I'm sorry. Yesterday, Catholic Charities did want to let us know he has not been coming since jail release. So that's the only thing I wanted to add.
All right, Mr. Malaro, Ms. Holly is seated in the courtroom, and she wanted to add that since his release.
Yeah, they said since his release from jail, he has not been coming to Catholic Charities.
Okay.
So, was he supposed to do that?
Yeah, I got told that by Ms. Tusky yesterday. He completed the program.
Could you come to the podium so we can get this on the record?
Okay. He completed the program, but was still going, and I'm just letting you know.
Okay.
He hasn't been going since his release from jail.
So it states in treatment programming, December 5 of 22 through April 18th of 23, Catholic Charities outpatient program, and he did complete the required 16 sessions and had been continuing to attend, but evidently he is not attending right now.
Correct.
Oh, all right. So, Mr. Malaro, does the pre-sentence report disclose any prior convictions in which there exists any known constitutional defect?
No, Your Honor.
All right, and the probation department has calculated, hold on, I got to get through this because, oh, no, I'm sorry. This is a probation violation report on file number 19-19390, 20-20005, and 22-20695 FH. And the new sentencing file is 23-21374 FH. And let me get back there. The sentencing guidelines were calculated to be 5 to 23 months on the controlled substance possession of methamphetamine. Do you agree with that computation of guidelines?
Judge, on the violation of probations, when was that report issued?
Looks like the report date was November 3rd, and Ms. Adams emailed it to your office on November 7th.
Oh, because I don't see it. Did you email it to me or to the office?
Ms. Adams, who would you have emailed it to? It says to public defenders, so I'm assuming where we're told to send it to a general mailbox.
November 7th, you said?
Yes, sir.
Scary. Yeah, I don't see. It's not in my email, Judge. And I don't see
well,
it in
we were told we had to send it to a general email for public defender.
Right. I don't see it in his file either. Any of the violation of probation files.
Okay, so Ms. Adams, could we perhaps send that again directly to Mr. Malaro? All right, so while we're doing that, Mr. Datson, you just hang out for a moment. He has the regular piece. He just stays at the bottom. Yep. Okay. So let's go to Miss Underwood. Miss Underwood, I do have a full courtroom, so I'm not able to do a bench conference at this second. But Mr. William Datson, I am going to, Mr. Malaro, do you want a breakout room with Mr. William Datson? All right, he's probably going to the fax machine. Mr. William Datson, I'm going to pop you in the waiting room and move on to another case, and we'll be right back with you.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Miss Underwood, you have several cases this morning. You have John, no, you don't.
I'm sorry.
You have Milton Russell.
I have Milton Russell. I believe
well, he's here.
And Mr. Opal are the only ones I have with you.
Thanks.
Right, Mr. Russell. Now, Mr. Russell was required to come in person. Miss Underwood, are you going to pop up?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So why don't you come on up? All right. Yeah, go back. So she's going to come up. Mr. Malaro, you've now been sent the probation violation report. Hold on, Mr. William Datson.
Yes, Your Honor.
See, John, this is why I get confused. Um, Mr. Coast, which files are you here on?
Judge, I'm here on David Walker.
Walker?
Walker?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, is he in custody? Michael Beckham goes in, I don't have him either. You gonna talk to him for just a moment? Sorry. Are you gonna go talk to Mr. Russell for a moment? All right, Mr. Malaro,
Yes, Judge.
did you receive the probation violation report?
Yes. Could I do a breakout so that I could review it?
Yes.
Mr. Datson?
Yes. All right, so I'm going to open up a couple breakout rooms. And Mr. William Datson, I'm going to put you in a breakout room with Mr. Malaro. Go ahead and click on join. Mr. Dagger Margosian, I have John Datson in the courtroom. Are you ready on his file?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. John Datson, you want to come up here?
Yes, sir.
Nope, just come up to the podium. I know we do it different. District court, they sit down, circuit court, we make you stand. All right, this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus John Anthony Datson. I have two files, 23-21501FH, 23-21518FH. I have Michael Dagger Margosian appearing on behalf of Mr. Datson, and Phoebe McClure appearing on behalf of the people. This is the date and time set for sentencing in this matter. Mr. Datson, have you had a chance to read and review the pre-sentence report?
Yes.
And you've had ample opportunity to discuss that with your attorney?
Yes.
Are you satisfied with Mr. Dagger Margosian as your attorney?
Yes.
All right. Mr. Dagger Margosian, do you wish to explain or challenge the accuracy or relevancy of any information in the pre-sentence report?
No, Your Honor.
Does the pre-sentence report disclose any prior convictions in which there exists any known constitutional defect?
None to my knowledge at this time, Your Honor.
Mr. Dagger Margosian, the probation department has calculated the minimum sentencing guidelines for the attempted controlled substance possession of methamphetamine to be 7 to 23 months. And for the controlled, or well, for both counts, it's 7 to 23 months. Do you agree with that computation of guidelines?
I don't have any challenges at this time, Your Honor, to the guidelines.
Before the court passes sentence, is there anything you'd like to say on behalf of Mr. Datson?
Your Honor, I think the recommendation is appropriate. I would ask the court to follow it, being the 1 year of probation. I don't see any mention of 7411, and that was part of the agreement in this matter. So I would ask the court to grant 7411 for Mr. Datson on these cases, but just background information on Mr. Datson. He's working, he's doing well, he's in constant contact with me. He's trying to turn things around here. So I think the recommendation is appropriate. Obviously, credit that he's served already should be credited. But other than that, I think just a year of probation and see if he can complete it makes sense to me. So I'd ask the court to follow it.
Mr. Datson, is there anything you'd like to say on your own behalf?
Apologize for all the times I messed up. I'm trying to change my life now, so I'm just trying to be a better person.
I appreciate that, Mr. Datson. You never have to apologize to us because it's our job. But, you know, it's yourself and your family that you need to work on. And I'm glad that you recognize that you need to make a change. I think you're capable of doing it. So I hope that you do. It's all right. In determining the appropriate sentence in this case, the court has considered the seriousness of the offense, your history, the principle of proportionality, the statutory penalty, the cost of confinement, the sentencing guidelines, the report and recommendation of the probation department, as well as what has been said upon the record at this hearing. The criteria and reasons for the sentence are the nature and gravity of the offense, the discipline appropriate to its commission, deterrence against repetition by you and by others, the potential for reformation, vindication of the law, and protection of society. Are you working right now?
Yes.
Okay, you're still working. Okay.
Yes. We have a month break because the college kids go on a winter break, Christmas break. So I'll be back at the end of December at work.
Okay. Do you get unemployment for like a week, month? Yeah.
I just have to apply for it.
Okay, good. All right, it's sentenced to the court that on both files, you will be placed on probation for a period of 1 year. On file number 23-21501 FH, you have no jail credit. But on file number 23-21518 FH, we'll give you credit for the 127 days you served. On file number 23-21501 FH, you will pay a $68 state cost and $130 crime victim rights fee. On file number 23-21518 FH, you will pay $750 in court costs, $450 in attorney fees, $130 crime victim rights fee, and $68 state costs. There is a $30 supervision fee without tether, $60 if we have to use the tether. During the term of your probation, you will obey and comply with all provisions in your articles of probation. Because of the nature of the offense, you're not to use or possess any alcohol or other intoxicants. You're not to use any illegal controlled substances, and you are to follow any recommended treatment as well as any other terms that are listed. And I can't think of anything else, Mr. Stevenson.
No, Your Honor.
All right, and so we do have your appellate right paperwork. We have two sets, one set for each file. I need you to initial and date the top copy for each file just to acknowledge you received the paperwork, and it'll go in my file. If you wish to appeal your sentence, you would fill out the information on the form and mail it to the address listed on the form within 42 days.
Your Honor, I'm sorry. 7411 is
Oh,
that?
I'm sorry, and I will grant 7411 on both files.
Thank you.
I wrote it down, I just didn't say it. All right, the record should reflect I've received back both copies of the notice of right to appellate review initialed by Mr. Datson. Do you want him to report across the hall?
Tuesday 9 a.m.
Tuesday, 9 a.m.
Tuesday 9 a.m.
Okay.
Good luck to you, Mr.
Thank you.
Datson. Thank you. All right, Mr. Malaro, are you ready on Mr. William Datson?
We are ready now, Your Honor. I apologize for that disruption.
Not a problem. All right, and then Mr. Degner goes in, I will scoot back to you in just a moment. All right. All right, so back on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus William Datson. So now I'm missing this other piece. There it is. All right, now, Mr. Malaro, you said you've had time now to speak with him about the pre-sentence report for the violation of probation.
I have, Your Honor.
So So, Mr. Datson, have you had ample time to speak with Mr. Malaro regarding your pre-sentence report?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with Mr. Malaro as your attorney and the advice that he's given you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Malaro, do you wish to explain or challenge the accuracy or relevancy of the information in either report?
Just, Judge, the violation of probation report reflects that as of April, he was attending Catholic Charities and he was doing so. I don't see where there was an order that he did continue to attend. So we're not sure about this. He doesn't attend anymore, but if that's beneficial to him, I'm sure he will go. Other than that, no challenges to anything.
Okay, and I believe you said you had no challenges to the sentencing guidelines.
That is
So we got past that. So before the court passes sentence, is there anything you'd like to say on behalf of Mr. Datson?
I would, Your Honor. I'm very familiar with Mr. Datson. He always presents as a personable man, and he's always courteous and respectful. He's a gainfully employed. He's getting to an age where these things should be beyond his behavior. I did inform him that if the court follows the recommendations, this may be his last straw, because the court only has patience for so long. And the report by Ms. Holly is very accurate. He's, again, pretty much repeats what I just said. So we would ask the court to follow the recommendations, allow Mr. Datson to enter drug court. Hopefully he can successfully complete that and become productive and not incur any additional run-ins with the law.
All right. Anything you'd like to say on your own behalf, Mr. Datson?
No, Your Honor.
All right. So, Mr. Datson, I look forward to having you in the drug court program. It's a wonderful program. So in determining the appropriate sentence in these cases, the court has considered the seriousness of the offenses, your history, the principal proportionality, the statutory penalty, the cost of confinement, the sentencing guidelines, the report and recommendation of the probation department, as well as what has been said upon the record at this hearing. The criteria and reasons for the sentence are the nature and gravity of the offenses, the discipline appropriate to its commission, deterrence against repetition by you and by others, the potential for reformation, vindication for law, and the protection of society. On the probation violation files 19-19390 FH, 20-20005 FH, and 22-20695 FH, we will continue your probation. And then on file number 23-21374 FH, I'm going to place you on probation for a period of 3 years, and you were approved for drug court. So I will order you into the circuit court drug court program. Mr. Datson, I will tell you that being a part of the drug court is far different than probably any experience you've had on probation. Instead of being punitive, when there's a mishap or a mistake occurs, our job is to provide services to get you back on the right track.
Yes,
So your mentality about probation has to change to be a part of that program. So when you screw up, you got to admit it and ask for help, because the other option is you're going to go to jail, and you don't want to go to jail. I'd rather you admit it, us give you services, and try to get you back on the right path. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
So it is much, much different. Let's see. He was approved, right, Joanne?
Correct.
Yeah, okay. During the term of probation, you are not to use or possess alcohol or any other beverages or intoxicants. You're not to use any illegal controlled substances or possess any paraphernalia, be with anybody that possesses or is using that illegal controlled substance, complete a substance abuse assessment when referred, complete any counseling or programming when referred, and there'll be a lot of counseling and programming involved in the adult drug treatment court. I'm just telling you that right now. Okay. Not to use any object as a weapon. Understand that you must submit to search and seizure of your person and property, maintain employment, but understand the adult drug treatment program comes first. So if you find a job that doesn't let you do the program, we'll find you a different job, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Let's see, there's a crime victim assessment fee in the amount of $130. Supervision fee in the amount of $30 per month, $60 if you must wear a tether. There's $750 court costs, $450 court-appointed attorney fee, $68 in state costs. During that term of probation, you will obey and comply with all provisions in the articles of probation as well as any that might be added. I think that's it. Anything else, Ms. Holly?
I don't think so.
I'll give you credit for 6 days you served in the Lenawee County Jail. Now, Mr. Datson, we're gonna mail to you at the address we have for you. 3 copies of your notice of right to appellate review and a self-addressed stamped envelope. I need you to initial and date the 1 copy that'll be highlighted or marked for you to do so. Fold it up, put it back in the self-addressed stamped envelope, pop it in your mailbox and send it back to me. The other 2 copies for each of your files are for you. Actually, there's going to be 4 sets of them. I apologize. So the other copies are for you. If you wish to appeal the sentence, you would fill out the information on the form and mail it to the address listed on the form within 42 days. Do you have any questions, Mr. Datson?
No, Your Honor.
And when is his report? Tuesday?
I would say Tuesday. The only other thing, the violation probation, would that go drug court too? Violation cases?
Yes.
Okay.
We'll transfer all your files to the drug court program, Mr. Datson.
I would say come in Tuesday just to meet with Ms.
What
Datson.
time, 9?
He works, I don't remember what time. Yeah, he usually gets here early. So, yeah.
So, Mr. Datson, first thing Tuesday morning, can you report to Ms. Teskey?
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Datson. I look forward to seeing you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. All right. I have who I have.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. All right. I have
Nice
Mr.
weekend.
Russell. You too. I don't have Miss Underwood. I have,
Judge, we have Rhonda now
I don't have her. She's not.
on Zoom.
No, that's just her empty office downstairs. All right, Mr.
Okay.
Murphy, you want to take Mr. Norton?
Yes, Your Honor.
So I would tell you, Phoebe, that I'm probably not going to be able to do the bench conference on Mr. Opal because my jury trial starts back up in 20 minutes. So.
Okay, I mean, I just want to put, like, say one thing when Rhonda gets here, and I don't think that we even need a
I have
bench conference.
a couple more sentences,
Okay.
sentencings and that. So do we have anybody else at the jail? No. Okay. And who's David Walker's attorney? Becky, let me see, David Walker is Michael Dagger Margosian. Mr. Dagger Margosian, he was ordered to be in person, so you know he's here, right? From the jail?
I thought he was going to be on Zoom on jail.
No, he's here. So we're gonna have him brought down to the courtroom. Do you want to pop over or you good on Zoom? You've already met with him, right?
I have not talked with him about this case, and I'm remote right now.
Okay.
But,
Okay, so-
I mean, with the recommendation, I think we could proceed unless he needs otherwise.
All right. All right, so Mr. Norton, let me grab your file. All right, this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Daniel Philip Norton, file number 2023-21382FH. I have Matthew Murphy appearing on behalf of Mr. Norton. Mr. Norton is present in person. Miss Adams, I have a note that we have no prints. Is that correct?
I think we got him.
Where'd you get fingerprint?
At the jail.
So Miss Adams said they fingerprint him at the jail.
Yeah, we got him.
Which-
Judge.
Oh, there's a post-it that says we don't. Okay. So, Mr. Norton, have you had an opportunity to read and review the pre-sentence report?
Yes.
Have you had an opportunity to discuss that pre-sentence report with Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Are you satisfied with Mr. Murphy as your attorney
Yes.
and the advice that he gave you?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Murphy, do you wish to explain or challenge the accuracy or relevancy of any information in the pre-sentence report?
No, Your Honor.
All right, and do you have someone let me go?
They're short, they're running long.
Huh?
That's gonna answer Becky.
Becky's got paperwork to do. Becky can't do it either. All right, Becky, could you see if Martina could perhaps check in the jurors?
Okay, I'll check.
Thank you. All right, does the pre-sentence report disclose any prior convictions in which there exists any known constitutional defect?
No, Your Honor.
Probation Department has calculated the minimum sentencing guidelines in this case to be 0 to 17 months. Do you agree with that computational guidelines?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Murphy, before the court passes sentence, is there anything you'd like to say on behalf of Mr. Norton?
Your Honor, we have reviewed the pre-sentence investigation report. We would agree with the recommendation of probation in this matter. I would ask the court to consider, because this event occurred quite a bit of time ago, Mr. Norton was in jail in Hillsville County for a year after this event occurred. He was in time, some time here in Lenawee County Jail. I ask the court to maybe consider less of a period of probation, maybe beginning with 1 or 2 years. But obviously, whatever the term is, Mr. Norton, I believe, will be well on probation. I believe he understands what opportunity he has right now moving forward with his life. He's in a good foundation. And that obviously, if there's any issues that go forward, it will result in a probation violation. So I do believe probation will be appropriate, Your Honor, in this matter.
Mr. Norton, anything you want to say on your own behalf?
No.
Mr. Norton? All right. Okay, in determining the appropriate sentence in this case, the court has considered the seriousness of the offense, your history, the principle of proportionality, the statutory penalty, the cost of confinement, the sentencing guidelines, the report and recommendation of the probation department, as well as what has been said upon the record at this hearing, the criteria and reasons for the sentence, the nature and gravity of the offense, the discipline appropriate to its commission, deterrence against repetition by you and by others, the potential for reformation, vindication for law and the protection of society. Historically, you've done well on probation all 30 times. Mr. Norton, how old are you now?
38.
All right. Are you tired of this?
Yeah. Yes, I am.
All right. So you actually have always historically done well on probation.
I'm on parole and doing okay.
And parole too. So, you really need to take a hard look at how you want to spend the rest of your life.
I'm trying to get housed and do the right thing.
Good.
Change.
All right, so I will, because you did serve that year in the Hillsdale County Jail, reduce your probation term to 2 years. Are you employed?
Okay.
Where you at?
Were you employed? Oh, employed, no.
Okay, you have to have a job.
I
Okay,
understand.
we have a list of like 400 places that'll hire someone with a felony. You're to pay $750 in court costs, $130 crime victim rights fee, $68 in state costs, $60 DNA fee if it applies, $30 per month supervision fee, and $60 if we have to put you on a tether. There's restitution in the amount of $1,435.89 payable to Continental Service. You are not to be on the property of Continental Service. You must not use or possess any alcohol or intoxicants during the term of your probation. You must comply with all requirements for alcohol and drug testing. You are not to use or possess any controlled substances or drug paraphernalia during that term of probation or be with anybody who has it. You must complete a substance abuse assessment when referred. And do you have your GED?
No.
All right, you must complete your GED program. And you must submit to search and seizure of your person, your property, your car, your phone, if the probation officer has reasonable cause to believe you have items which violate the conditions of your probation. Are you on parole here or Hillsdale?
Here.
Here, all right. And I will give you credit for 139 days already served. Now, you do have the right, and you must also, as a term of probation, maintain at least 30 hours of employment, okay? Now, you do have the right to appeal this sentence. My bailiff's going to hand down to you 3 copies of your notice of right to appellate review. One copy is for our records, just to acknowledge that you received the paperwork. The other 2 copies are for your records. If you wish to appeal my sentence, you would fill out the information on the form and mail it to the address listed on the form within 42 days. And do we have anybody to transport
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Decker-Margosian's client down? Okay, we can have him. Yep. All right, the record should reflect, I've received back a copy of his appellate rights. Mr. Jones, you gave him instructions for reporting.
Yes, Judge.
Okay. All right, good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, Mr. Dagger-Margosian, I will have your client brought down. Miss Muir, there is nobody in the courtroom except some civil clients and
Okay.
a bunch of attorneys. So if you want to approach the podium, we can talk. I'll go off live stream and we can talk about